Today we'll have a look at this Horizon Kompakt, which I think is a very nice replacement for a Hasselblad XPan camera, and it's a film-based replacement, not a digital one. So let's go on with this. So welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at one of my Hasselblad XPan replacements, because I have never owned Hasselblad XPan. I'm not intending to. It's quite expensive and it's known to break. The electronics is known to break. But I have this Horizon Kompakt, which is one of the film-based replacements for the XPan, and this camera is quite simple, but it's also available in some other models that can do a bit more than this one. But let's have a look at what this one can do. First of all, when you load the film into this camera, it's quite a task, because inside this one the film plane is curved, and you need to get the film beneath this roll in here, and on the other side you have to get it under the roll with the advancement knobs here, and then get it into the spool, and it's very difficult to get it right. I have done it wrong on a number of occasions, but the images got very nice anyway. You can have a look at some of them here. The other funny thing about this camera is that when you have advanced the film, you have to tighten the shutter this way. So you advance the film here on this knob, and then you tighten the shutter here. And when you release it, it's a very funny way that it makes the image. It's actually a lens that swings around and does make this panoramic image on the film plane. You can, there's not so much you can do with this, but you can change the shutter time here, or rather the time it takes for the lens to move around. So let's have a look at how this looks. Takes much longer. Around 4 or 5 seconds. So that's the two different shutter times that you have on this one. And then the other funny thing is that if you have advanced the film once and you press the shutter, you can cock the shutter once more, so you can actually make double exposures on this model. If you have the more advanced model, which is Horizon 202, and I think also there's one called Horizon Perfect, which as far as I know, do the same. That one has a knob up here where you can set some more shutter times. So there's a 1/50th, I think, and one over 125 and 1 over 250. And then you can also change the aperture, because this one has a fixed aperture of f8. So you only have this shutter time and only a fixed aperture. And that's why all the films that I do on this camera, they are developed in stand development, because you cannot really control how they are exposed. But if you get the Horizon 202 or Horizon Perfect, I think it is, you will have the ability to change both shutter time a little more than on this one, which only has these two, and then also change the aperture. So you can get better exposures. But one thing those cameras are lacking is that they have you can only release the shutter once on every frame, so you can't make double exposures like you can on this one. That's a bit of an advantage for me, but yeah, if you don't need it, I think the two other models are a bit better, because you can better control the exposure of your frames. The last thing that this camera has, it actually has no tripod knob. I think the 202 has that also. That's of course a big bonus, but I usually use it handhold. I'm not a tripod man anyway. I usually use it handhold, but sometimes I put it on something sturdy, especially if I use the long exposure time of around 5 seconds. And then there's only one thing more, that is, it has a small window here where you can place from the film canister or the film package, you can place a label here so you know which film is in it. But I spool my films, very often I spool my films myself, so I just have made this yellow one that I write on this, which film in this one. And all the images you've seen in this movie is exposed on Fujifilm Neopan 1600. So let's look at some more images. Well, I hope you liked my review or more in-depth view on this Horizon Kompakt, which is a camera I love to use, and I think it can give some very interesting images, and I find it to be quite a viable replacement for a Hasselblad XPan. I know the lens is maybe not as sharp as the Hasselblad lenses, but it is quite sharp. It has some quirks, but it also has one feature that I like. I can do double exposures. Not that you've seen any, but I have done that during time. Made some double exposures with this camera. So I haven't changed to the 202, but I might do it one day to have more control of the exposure times, and I will have both, because if I want to do double exposures I can use this one. If I want to have more control of the exposure, I can take the 202. So thank you very much for tuning in this time to my channel, and I hope you'll hit the subscribe button and also hit the like button on this video. Thank you very much for this time. Bye for now.